Today I'm filming a first trimester pregnancy recap now that I'm feeling a little bit better and I can actually film something. I've decided I may as well give you an update on why I have been MIA. I'll be honest, it has been pretty hard this first trimester, but I hope it's all going to be worth it. I think it will be. I'm already in love with my baby. I'm 15 weeks pregnant, so at the very start of the pregnancy, I'll tell you, I did not think I was ever going to have another baby again, but now I think I probably will. So it is getting a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm just going to take you right back from when I found out till now, 15 weeks. So it's a bit over the first trimester, but yeah, I'm just going to take you through it all, tell you some of my symptoms, lack of symptoms, which I didn't really have any lack of any symptoms. All my symptoms were crazy. Anyway, so I've got a little book. I decided when I found out to write this book to my future daughter or son, and to be honest, it has really helped a lot already, because you think you'll remember everything, but you don't. Like, you don't remember how long you felt sick for, or how long, like I couldn't tell you when the exact date that I found out or anything, but I know now because I have it all written in my book. Okay, so we'll take you back to the very start, I guess, from when I found out and why I decided to find out. So a bit of like pre-pregnancy symptoms, I guess. I just want to say, no, I was not on protection, so that's like the start. Chris and I we own our own home. We have, well, I had a job. We'll get to that too. We had solid jobs. We had money, and we thought we were in a position that we could have a family. We've just got engaged. We've been together 9 years. So we weren't trying, but we also, like, we weren't not trying. So yeah, if you do the deed and you're not using protection, then there's a chance that you'll fall pregnant. So that's where we were at. Now, I decided to find why I decided to find out was because the first few symptoms that I got were my boobs. They started to feel like when you're getting your period, when they start getting big. And like, I was talking to my best friend and Chris, and I said, if my boobs, I said, if I don't get my period, okay, sorry, let's start it again. I was talking to my best friend. I can't multitask very well. That's what the go here is. But yeah, so my friend came over and I was 3 days late for my period. So I told her that if I don't get my period the next day, I would take a pregnancy test, because, well, there was a chance that I could have been pregnant because we weren't practicing safe sex, and also, like, I was usually pretty good about knowing my body. So if I felt little cramps in my stomach or anything, I usually got my period the next day, or if my boobs were getting big, I usually got them within the next few days. So I was 3 days late for my period, and I have that app called Flow, and it was saying to me that I was late. But I was like, maybe I'm not late, because I also am was really bad at logging my period into the Flow app. So I was like, oh, maybe I just hadn't logged it at the right time, and like, I'm not actually due. And I know, like, I might be triggering some of you girls that literally know when your period's due the exact date every month, but sometimes I was a bit irregular. I wouldn't get it on the dot every month. But I really knew my body as when it was coming. I could feel it, and I could definitely feel, well, what I thought I could feel was a period coming on. So it was the sore boobs and the cramping, not intense cramping, just like mild period cramps. And so I said to my friend, if I don't get my period tomorrow, I'll go and take a pregnancy test. And I woke up the next morning, I still hadn't got it. That was weird because usually I did get it overnight as well. Anyway, I went to work. I had like about a half an hour drive from one farm to another farm. And there was a town in between. And I was like, oh, okay, like I needed to do a wee, and I could have done a wee because I worked on a farm, yes. So I could have done a wee on the paddock, like just done it a squat. But I was like, no, I would go wait and go pull into the town and go and get a pregnancy test and use the like public toilet there. Worst idea ever to go and do a pregnancy test halfway through your work, because if it comes out positive, then all you're gonna want to do is go home and like tell everyone. Well, you can't tell everyone, that's the other thing as well, but all you want to do is go home and like at least tell your partner. You don't want to be sitting at work all day just like all you can do is think about it. So anyway, I pulled into the public toilet place. Well, it's like a toilet at a shopping centre, and I went and I got a pack of 3 clear blue pregnancy tests from the shopping centre. And then I went straight to the toilet. I needed to pee so bad by this point. So I went straight to the toilet and I peed on the stick. And before I could even lift the stick back up to like look at it, I was still between my legs, 2 blue lines, which means pregnant. I was like, okay, there's no mistaking that, no denying that. That looks like definitely pregnant. I snapped a photo of the pregnancy test like while I was still sitting on the toilet, still had my pants down, and I sent it straight to my best friend Talisha, and she was like, oh my god, are you pregnant? And I was like, well, I think so, but I'm gonna do another one. I don't know if anyone else did that when they felt pregnant, but just the first one, you're like, okay, I don't believe it, I'm gonna do another one. But I had no wee left, so I had to go to my car. I had to scull a bottle of water, and then I went back and I did another one. Yep, it came back positive. So then I had to go to work and work for an extra 4 hours while knowing that I was pregnant. And I really just wanted to tell Chris, but like you can't tell your boyfriend over like a text or a Facebook message. So I waited, and then when he got home I told him, and I could probably insert the clip of when he found out. It's actually like a very classic funny clip, so Aussie. He's freaking out a little bit. I'll insert it here. Come here.
That's a shit talking to go. What? Oh, does that mean you're pregnant?
Yeah.
Oh, that's shit. Okay.
Huh? You don't want to act like that.
Jeez.
So yeah, that was the clip. And yeah, so he was like shocked at the start, but then he did get a little bit more excited. He's more excited now though, that like you can start to see and like feel my belly and stuff like that. But yeah, okay, so that was why I found out, how I found out, how I didn't know how far along I was or anything at that point, because well, you don't find out by just peeing on a stick. And then I don't know how, I've never been pregnant before, so I was like, okay, so do I book a doctor's appointment straight away? Do I wait a bit? Like, I wasn't sure. So I decided on booking a doctor's appointment because I was starting to get really really nervous in the first like few weeks, because I was getting cramps, which they are normal, but like it's just weird when you fall pregnant. You start, well, before you can have any scans or anything like that, you just thought it on your own, and you're like, like I didn't know what was happening, and I was cramping a little bit, and I was also spotting. So those are two symptoms I guess I got very early on, before I even went to the doctor. I was spotting and I was cramping, and the cramping wasn't worrying me as much, it was the spotting. And I did Google and found out like it was normal. It's called implantation bleeding, I'm quite sure, something like that. But yeah, it was worrying me, I'm not gonna lie. I was very worried. I have it even written in this book. This was Thursday the 17th of the 9th 2020. It says, "Hey baby, how are you? Sorry I haven't wrote to you this week. I've been thinking about you every single day. I know it probably sounds strange, but today I have been really worried about you. There's no reason really, except that I'm spotting a bit. I've Googled and it seems like that's pretty normal, but I still can't help to be worried. I just love you so much already and don't want anything to happen to you. I have a doctor's appointment booked for tomorrow and we'll see how old you are and your due date. I'm gonna go now and try to relax until tomorrow. Love you." So you can hear, like, I didn't want to write something too heavy, but I was definitely very worried, because you just don't know. And like, the spotting was the worst thing. I was like, oh. So that was the Thursday the 17th of the 9th, and I wasn't sure when I had to book a doctor's appointment or anything, but because my worries started getting a little bit more intense, I decided to go and book one. So I found out on Wednesday the 9th, and then I decided to book my appointment on the 17th of the 9th. So Wednesday the 9th of the 9th, and then the 17th of the 9th. So I'll work that out later and tell you how long I waited. But those weeks were really stressful, because I was just so nervous. So I don't know if anyone else has felt like that, but yeah, I was very nervous. But I'll tell you, after I had my first doctor's appointment, even though you can't go and get an ultrasound until at least 6 weeks, because they won't see absolutely anything. When I went to the doctor's appointment, she told me I was 5 weeks pregnant, and so I still had another week to go before I could go and get an ultrasound. And she also warned me that sometimes pregnancies are I don't know if I'm saying the right word, something like epitomic or something, where they don't actually go into the cervix, they go into one of the tubes or something, like something like that. But it's just basically they're in the wrong place, so it's like a false pregnancy. But yeah, so I still had a week till I could go and see that. But I'll honestly say that my stress level was a lot less intense after I went to the doctor, because she told me that spotting is normal, completely normal up to 12 weeks, as long as you're not bleeding, like properly bleeding, or getting like intense cramps, then it's fine. So I was a lot more chilled out after that. Let's talk about what happens when you get your first scan. Now I could literally, it was like a little smudge. We could not see like anything. It wasn't that cute, because it was just a smudge, but it was nice to see it there. I'll try and find this photo. See that? Just there, little smudge in there. That was at 6 weeks, I think. So no, I ended up getting it at 7 weeks. So it was 2 weeks after my doctor's appointment. So I obviously felt alright after that, otherwise I would have got a lot closer. But I wanted to wait just because I knew it was going to be tiny. But that was 7 weeks, so that's all you see at 7 weeks. Nothing really. It's just to see that it's in the right place. And about the scan, they recommend you drink 1 liter of water without going to the toilet, like emptying your bladder. What is it, an hour before the appointment, 90 minutes or something like that. I needed to pee myself. I was about to pee myself, and I started to get cranky at Chris, because he was like dawdling, and I just wanted to get there because I needed to pee so badly. And I messaged my mum and I was like, my mum was like, oh, are you excited? And I was like, I don't know how you can actually be excited when you need to pee this badly. Like, I needed to pee so bad, I was gonna piss myself. And then when I got to the ultrasound, the guy that was there, he was so awesome. I went in there and I said to him straight away that I needed to wee. I'll read it out here. There wasn't much to see except a little dot. All we could see was your heart beating. I drank the amount of water recommended for an ultrasound, 1 litre without going to the toilet, and felt like I needed to wee myself. The man who did my ultrasound laughed at me when I asked if it was normal to feel like I was gonna piss. He told me someone as small as me never needs that much water in their bladder at once, and that I could go to the toilet. So much relief. And it was, guys, it was so much relief. I was so happy with him. I was like, thank you so much. So he told me he told me if I'm small, if you're small, if anyone's small, you don't need to be feeling like you're gonna wee yourself. You just need a full bladder. And for my 12-week scan, I didn't drink a litre and it was all fine. No one said anything. So girls, if you're watching this, go to the toilet. Don't go there uncomfortable. You should not be feeling uncomfortable. This is the big one. This is the one that everyone's been asking me about because it's been hard. It's been so hard. It's been a lot. And yeah, everyone wants to know how it's going. So here is the update of how it's going, how it went. Okay, so I started to get sick, and by sick I mean not being able to keep any fluids or any water or anything down, vomiting constantly, all day, all night, so sick. And I started to get sick at about 5 weeks. I have it written in here that, yeah, I was already sick at 5 weeks and 3 days. I woke up at 3:44 a.m. in the morning with morning sickness, and every day since then, every single day till now, past 12 weeks. And I had everyone telling me, don't worry, after 12 weeks you're gonna feel better, like it settles down a lot. And it has settled down, but I don't feel better. I still feel sick every single day, at least once or twice. So you know, but I have been diagnosed with HG, which is, I'm gonna have to look up what it actually, because I don't want to say it wrong. I think it's like hyperemisis. Hyperemisis gravidarum. I don't know. It's a severe morning sickness. Severe type of nausea and vomiting during pregnancy. It says rarely morning sickness is so severe that it's classified as HG. So I had the worst morning sickness ever. I literally, like, I don't work anymore because I couldn't work, because it was just too, like, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get out of bed. If I was out of bed, it was laying next to my bed on the floor vomiting into a bucket. I couldn't do anything. So that's one thing. I've lost my job. My boss would have me back, but I'm also really enjoying not working. So yeah, I'm not here crying that I lost my job. I'm pretty happy that I'm getting some time off, and I'm in a situation where I am able to have time off, and Chris is working and supporting us at the moment. So I'm my camera turned off. I'm so grateful that Chris is in that position, that we're in that position, that Chris can do that, because I could not have dealt with this. Like, yeah, so I got the worst morning sickness ever, and it was starting to really get on play with my mental health. I didn't think I could do it. Like, I know it sounds probably dramatic to some people, but if you've experienced this type of morning sickness, you probably understand what I'm saying. I just didn't think I was capable of being able to do it. I was like, I'm never having another baby again. I can't do this. Every day, like, I would think about how many more days until 12 weeks came, even though I knew it would probably last after 12 weeks. I was losing so much weight. I wasn't gaining weight, I was losing it. And you're meant to be gaining weight when you're pregnant. Yeah, so I decided, after it was a week of really bad, really bad sickness. It was at 9 weeks, and they say that's the peak of morning sickness. At 9 weeks, I decided I needed to go to hospital because it was so bad, and I hadn't kept any fluids down. And so I went into the hospital, and they gave me a hydrolyte ice block, and I was like, oh, okay, like, but that was what I got first. And then I decided to go, oh no, okay, I'm losing my train of thought. They gave me a hydrolyte ice block when I first got there, and then just like it happens every time anyone ever goes to the hospital, I stopped vomiting when I got there. So I was telling the doctors, like, I can't keep anything down, I vomit all the time. And then I get in there to the hospital and I hadn't vomited once. I'm like, oh, typical. But yeah, they put me into it didn't take that long actually, thank goodness. It was probably like an hour waiting. And then they put me into just a short stay bed and gave me a tablet, a nausea tablet. And oh my goodness, you guys, I don't know, I know this doesn't work for everybody, but I'm just gonna say, if you are suffering with bad morning sickness, please ask your doctor if there's any medication that you can have to try and calm the effects. Because once they gave me this tablet, I didn't vomit all day. I didn't feel better in the hospital, I must admit. I still felt a bit nausea and sickness. But this tablet's been a life-send, like godsend, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so they gave me a tablet. It's called Zorafran or on Desidron, something like that. It's a tablet you just dissolve on the top of your mouth. So if you're pregnant at the moment, you're really struggling to get through, ask your doctor about the nausea tablet that you dissolve on your mouth, Zorafran. So good, guys. And like, it hasn't been used for pregnancy for that long, but they haven't found any adverse effects on it. And honestly, at that point in time, I had a choice of not having any fluid and water, fluid and food, which is 10 times worse for your baby than maybe putting nausea tablets into you that have no evidence of adverse effects. So I weighed up my decision and I was like, I'm going the nausea tablets. Anyway, they put me on an IV. I was there for like 9 hours at the hospital, all up. I was there by myself because I really wanted to give Chris a break, because I'd been vomiting constantly vomiting with him, and like, that's all he was experiencing of the pregnancy was, and that's probably why he's more excited now that I'm a bit better than he was before, because all he was experiencing of the pregnancy was me vomiting, me crying, me saying I can't do this, me saying this is shit. I'll be honest, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm in love with my baby already, but why am I putting myself through this? Like, I couldn't grasp the end game at that point in time. When you're sick like that every single day, it's hard to look past that it's going to end. It's really hard. And I told you this was going to be real raw and honest, and this is honest. I was hating it at the start. I was regretting everything, honestly. Now, no, I'm not. I'm so excited and I'm so happy and I'm so in love. And I was in love back then and I was happy, but I was also like, I was just depressed. Like, it was depressing me a lot, and it's hard to be happy about something when your mental health is that bad. If I can make this video and someone's watching it now and they're feeling the same, like, this is fucked, like, what have I done and why am I even doing this? Just know that it will get better. So they gave me all that at the hospital. I didn't feel much better then and there, but I got picked up by Chris. It was like 9:30 at night. He came and picked me up, and then I got a really good sleep for the first time in weeks that night. And I woke up the next morning. I had one of those pills before I got out of bed, and guys, I was perfect. I felt so good. So I took them for about 2 to 3 weeks every single morning before I even got out of bed, and I felt like I was cheating the morning sickness. But guys, this is another pregnancy symptom that I got, and I know a lot of other people got, and it was just added to, it was made even worse with these nausea tablets that I took. So this is the downside: constipation. Like, you have no idea. I needed to go to the toilet so badly and I couldn't, and I went to the chemist and asked the chemist if the tablets I was taking were maybe a cause as to why, and he said yes, that would be, and also the iron tablets that I'm on. So like, awesome. My one thing that made me feel good has blocked me up, so I made the decision to get off them because it was just a lot. Like, I didn't want to be constipated, so I decided to get off them for a little bit, and they were and by that point I felt a little bit better already, so it was a good decision to get off them because it's definitely cleared my constipation up. Sounds bad. It's definitely helped me a lot with the constipation. Also, I've been having a lot of fruit smoothies and stuff like that. Fatigue and dizziness, got both of them. Oh gosh, yeah. I needed to nap all the time, and I don't really like day napping. That makes me feel lazy. No offense if you day nap, but personally I feel so bad when I wake up after a day nap, and I was day napping like every single day, so definitely made me feel fatigue, dizziness when you stand up. Whew. It's like a proper head spin. Hairiness. This is a weird thing that I got. I'm so hairy everywhere. Like, my belly's hairy. It's not black hair, but it's just like a fluff all over my body. Yeah, my belly, my arms, my legs grow so quickly, my underarms grow so quickly. So yeah, I didn't expect me to be so hairy. The hair on my head is not luscious and thick. It's just all over my body, which is like, I don't know, a bit weird. Just got one more point to touch on, which was a bit more about the anxiety type of thing. It was that I definitely told way too many people way too early. I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait to tell everyone till 12 weeks, but I literally told way too many people, and it was for the fact that I wanted to tell Chris's parents and I wanted to tell my mum, but I just got carried away and told all the siblings, and like, stuff doesn't stay quiet in our families, and stuff doesn't stay quiet in this town. So we told our best friends. Like, I told my best friend, Chris told his best friend, and we told a few other people, and it just got around so quickly, and I just felt like every person knew, and they did, really. Everyone knew before 12 weeks, and that really gave me anxiety to feel pressure. Like, I felt a pressure. It just felt like a whole like other layer of thing that I felt anxious about, just making everybody else like happy. I'm like, I imagine if something did happen and then I had to tell everybody. So yeah, that's one thing I probably won't do again, is tell so many people. I will keep who I tell very minimal till the 12 weeks comes, because yeah, it did give me a lot of anxiety, unneeded anxiety as well. So that's definitely something else that I had for my first 12 weeks. But now we are 15 weeks, and what's today? Today's Monday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 15 weeks and 3 days today. Yeah, we're the size of an apple. We get to find out the sex soon. So I'm very excited about that. I don't really have any mum intuitions of what it's going to be, because tell you what, I think maybe a girl. I just picture myself, I picture putting pink stuff into the room. I picture it being me being a mum to a girl, which is weird because before I felt pregnant I was like, I really want a boy, I really want a boy, I really want a boy. But now I'm so happy for either, and I can just imagine myself being a girl mum, which is so strange. I never ever thought I would be. But yeah, I sort of think it might be a girl. I don't know. I think Chris thinks it may be a boy, but yeah. So that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Go watch my baby gender prediction reveal video. That should be up before I put this video up. I'll try and get Chris in on some of the videos, but it's so hard to get him to sit down. He works so hard, so I don't want to be like, you've got a day off, let's film a video. But I will try and get him into something. But for the moment, you're just having me. I'm not a single mum, even though if you're a single mum, it's fine. For the moment, you've just got me. Alright, I love you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. I've blabbed on for so long, so I've got so much freaking editing to do, but that's usual with me. Alright, love you guys.